There is an ancient principle, one of those that are not openly taught. It has survived hidden among sacred texts in the geometry of forgotten civilizations, and, interestingly, in nature itself. As above, so below. 6 words, nothing more. But if you truly understand them, you'll never look at life the same way again. Now, the uncomfortable question. Is it just a nice phrase? Or are we looking at a code that explains how reality works? This Hermetic principle, taken from the Emerald Tablet of Hermes Trismegistus, is no small thing. For centuries, it has been the compass for philosophers, alchemists, and mystics. Some say it is the key to the universe. Others say it is a map, one that connects the cosmos with your own mind. Think about it for a second. What if the entire universe and every cell inside you were reflections of the same thing? What happens up there manifests down here. And what happens inside you, in your mind, in your energy, ends up projecting outward. It's not poetry. It's the law of correspondence. And in a moment, we're going to go deeper, because when you truly understand how this works, you can start to use it to your advantage. Stay with me, because this isn't just pretty theory. This changes how you interpret absolutely everything. This principle wasn't born yesterday. It has cut across whole cultures. We start with Hermes Trismegistus, that character who's half historical, half legend. In his famous Emerald Tablet, he dropped this phrase, "What is below is like what is above, and what is above is like what is below, to accomplish the miracles of one thing." Simple translation. Connected, everything, the universe and you. Mind and matter, the invisible and what you can touch. They're not separate things. They're the same system at different levels. In the Vedic tradition, for example, this was already very clear. The Upanishads talk about Brahman, the totality, and Atman, your essence, as if they were the same. In fact, they say it outright. You are that. Yes, that direct. In Greece, Plato also got into this mess. In his famous allegory of the cave, he explains that what we see is just a shadow, a projection of something higher, more real, as if we were watching the low-cost version of existence. And in Jewish Kabbalah, and the Tree of Life shows exactly the same thing, different levels of reality connected to each other. The spiritual and the material are not separate, they are intertwined. Now look at nature, atoms, galaxies, the branches of a tree, the neurons in your brain, different scales, same pattern, the golden spiral, the golden ratio, fractals, the universe repeating itself as if it were some kind of infinite copy but perfectly organized. So the question is no longer whether this is real. The question is, what do you do with this information? Because if the same laws that govern the universe also govern your life, then you have more control than you've been led to believe. And this is where it gets interesting. Imagine that the universe works like a mirror, not a regular one, but an uncomfortably honest one. It reflects what's inside you, your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs. All of that doesn't just stay inside, it gets projected. The Kybalion says it bluntly. All is mind. That is, reality isn't as solid as it seems. It's a kind of extension of the universal mind. And yes, that implies something many people don't like to hear. What you think matters more than you realize. If you live in fear, your reality won't argue with you. It will give you reasons to keep being afraid. If you focus on reality, with you. If not, you start to notice things you didn't even see before, as if they had always been there, but you were too busy looking at what was missing. And if you really believe in your creative power, life, interestingly, starts to test you. Not to bother you, but so you can prove it. This isn't new. In Buddhism, they say it straight out. Your mind builds the world you live in. And now comes the interesting part. Modern neuroscience, with all its scientific stuff, basically confirms the same thing. Your brain reinforces the patterns you repeat. It creates mental highways, and over time, those highways become your reality. Don't you see the world as it is? You see it as you are. Just as the planets influence the Earth, your internal states influence your daily life. It's not cheap mysticism, it's correspondence. That's why the alchemists talked about this law. The small reflects the great, and the great reflects the small. A clear example, astrology. And no, it's not that Mercury retrograde ruined your life. Relax. The idea is different. The planets work as symbols. They represent internal cycles, processes that are already happening inside you. In traditional Chinese medicine, the body is not just flesh and bone. It's a map of the universe. Each organ is linked to an emotion. Every internal imbalance ends up appearing on the outside. When there is harmony inside, it shows on the outside. When there is chaos inside, you already know how that ends. And this is where everything changes. When you understand that what you put out comes back, you stop seeing yourself as a victim. You start to see yourself as someone who actively participates in what happens to you. If you constantly feed yourself thoughts of scarcity, your life will look a lot like that. Scarce. But if you train your mind to detect abundance, even in small things, your perception changes. And with it, your experience. It's not magic, it's coherence. Look at nature. A river flows because it follows a clear direction. A tree grows because it receives what it needs.
Tu vida no es tan distinta. Cambia cuando te alineas.
And when you understand what you're doing, everything stops pulling in different directions. And yes, this principle not only explains how everything works, it also gives you something much more uncomfortable: responsibility. Because then the question is no longer, why is this happening to me? The real question is, what am I creating? And now comes the part that many avoid, because here, there are no more excuses. How do you use this to your advantage? The answer is simple but not easy. Conscious alignment. If your reality is a reflection, you don't change the reflection. You change what generates it, your inner world. And that happens on 3 levels: mind, emotion, and action. First, the mind. Every thought you repeat isn't harmless. It's a seed. Some grow, others do too. And those are the dangerous ones. Hermes already said it. Everything is born in the mind before it exists outside. Plato spoke of ideas that later take shape. The Buddha summed it up without embellishment. You become what you think. So try this. Every morning before the world drags you along, stop for a moment. Visualize the life you want, but not as a distant wish, rather as if it were already happening. And here's the detail that messes it up. If you don't feel it, it doesn't work. It's not enough to think about it. You have to experience it within yourself. Repeat that day after day and something starts to move. Because the universe doesn't respond to nice words. It responds to vibrational coherence. And that's where emotions come in. They're the accelerator. You can think about abundance all day, but if you feel fear, guess which signal is stronger? Exactly. When you're afraid, your body shuts down, your mind becomes limited, and your reality responds the same way. But when you feel gratitude, even without having everything, something changes. Your energy rises, your focus shifts, and you start to see opportunities where you used to see problems. It's no coincidence that different traditions came to the same conclusion. Tibetan monks work on compassion, Sufis focus on devotion, and alchemists on inner transformation. Different paths, same direction. Do this during the day. Stop for a moment and observe yourself. How are you really? If you're down, don't stay there as if it were your home. Practice gratitude. It's one of the fastest ways to change your state, not because it's nice, but because it works. Now, all of this sounds really good until the uncomfortable part comes: action. because you can think, feel, visualize everything perfectly. But if you act out of fear, the message you send is different, and the universe doesn't get confused. If you say you want abundance, but you act as if there isn't enough, guess which reality you reinforce? Coherence is everything. If you want more opportunities, start behaving like someone who already has them. If you're looking for love, start by being it with others and with yourself. If you want success, stop waiting to feel ready. Act like someone who has already decided. Because here's a truth few people accept. Life doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you show you're ready to handle. When you align thought, emotion, and action, you don't force anything. You simply stop blocking what was already trying to come to you. That's when everything begins to fall back into place, not by luck, not by coincidence, through correspondence. And now, yes, here comes the most important part. How do you bring all this into your daily life without stopping at theory? You already understood the principle. You know it's not just theory. What you think, feel, and do ends up shaping your reality. But now comes what really matters. How do you put it into practice without just sticking to nice ideas? The answer is based on 3 pillars. They're not new. The ancients used them. And interestingly, they still work. The first one, how do you start your day? The first 60 minutes are not just another hour. They set the tone for everything that comes after. If you wake up rushing, checking your phone, consuming negative news, you've already entered reaction mode. Your energy gets scattered. And from there, everything that follows tends to go along those same lines. Chaos generates more chaos, it's no surprise. Now change the beginning and change the game. If you start calmly, with intention, with even a little awareness, your inner state settles into order. And from there, what you attract also changes. This isn't something someone made up on TikTok. The Egyptians performed rituals at dawn to synchronize with the energy of the sun. Yogis practiced the sun salutation to activate their body and mind. Alchemists spoke of a golden hour, that moment when your mind is more open, more malleable. Modern translation, you are more programmable than ever, for better or for worse. So use that. You don't need 2 hours or magic incense. Start simple. 10 minutes. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Say an affirmation that energizes you. Not one that just sounds nice, but one that truly moves you. Breathe mindfully for a few minutes, as if it really mattered, because it does. When you start your day with intention, you're not reacting to the world, you're setting the direction. And the world, in some strange but consistent way, adjusts. Second pillar, understand that everything around you is showing you something. People, situations, conflicts, opportunities. Nothing is as external as it seems. So if you're constantly surrounded by drama, maybe it's not just bad luck. If opportunities start to appear, it's not a coincidence either. Different traditions have said it in 1,000 ways. Buddhism says that reality reflects your perception. Shamans say that what bothers you about others is something you haven't resolved within yourself. The Essenes spoke of mirrors. Life shows you, without filters, what you carry inside. And this is where most people fail. They react instead of observing. The next time something triggers you, stop for a second. Don't respond automatically. Ask yourself, what is this showing me? If someone irritates you, look beyond the person. If someone inspires you, don't put them on a pedestal so quickly. What you see outside also lives inside you. What bothers you is the work you still need to do. What you admire is untapped potential. When you start to see life this way, everything changes. You stop fighting what happens and start using it. Every situation stops being a problem and becomes information. Information about you. And from there, you evolve faster than 90% of the people who keep blaming the world. The last thing that goes through your mind before you sleep isn't harmless. It's literally the script your subconscious is going to work on while you're disconnected. If you go to bed worried, turning problems over in your mind doesn't rest. It keeps producing more of the same, more noise, more negative scenarios. Now change that. If before going to sleep you focus on what you want, if you visualize it clearly, something starts to reorganize. It's not magic, it's direction. The ancients were clear on that. The Egyptians used sleep as a channel to connect with the divine. The Sufis spoke of the soul traveling while the body rests. And Tesla, who was by no means an amateur, said that many of his best ideas appeared right in that state just before sleep. That moment is golden. So use it. Before going to sleep, imagine your next day as if it's already going perfectly, if not effortlessly, without friction. Write a simple but clear intention. Tomorrow everything goes my way. Take a deep breath, slow down, and feel gratitude. Even if you don't have everything figured out, because there's a key point here that you can't ignore. The last thought of the night is usually the first one in the morning, and that marks the beginning of the cycle again. If there's something you should remember from all of this, it's this. Don't worry. Life doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you consistently put out. When you truly align yourself, things start to fall into place. Your relationships change, your energy stabilizes. Your reality starts to shift, but not because the universe is rewarding you, but because you stopped sabotaging the process. If you want love, don't ask for it like someone begging. Become someone who creates it. If you're looking for success, stop just thinking about it and start acting like someone who has already decided. If you need peace, don't chase it outside yourself. Create it within, because as above, so below. It's not just after dinner philosophy, it's a manual, and most people ignore it. If you've made it this far, I want you to stop for a second. Really? Because this isn't just about watching another video. This is about something much more uncomfortable, much more real. Most people don't make it this far, not because they can't, but because they don't want to see themselves. Because the moment you start to understand this, you can no longer blame anyone. You can no longer hide. You can no longer keep living on autopilot, but you're still here. And that's not normal. That means there's a part of you, even if you've ignored it for years, that no longer accepts the lie, that's tired of repeating the same thing, that wants to break out of that loop. So do something to mark this moment. Write in the comments, today I stop running away from myself. Don't do it for the algorithm. Do it because the moment you write it, you're facing yourself, and that changes more than you can imagine. Listen to me carefully.
Llegar hasta aquí no es un logro pequeño, aunque nadie te aplauda, aunque nadie lo vea, porque mientras muchos prefieren distraerse, anestesiarse o mirar hacia otro lado, tú decidiste quedarte, y eso tiene un precio, el precio de empezar a darte cuenta, de ver patrones que antes ignorabas, de reconocer cosas dentro de ti que quizá no te gustan.
Listen to me carefully. There's a reward, the truth, and the truth hurts, but it also sets you free. So if this is stirring something inside you, if you feel that strange knot in your chest, don't ignore it. Write this in the comments. I can't keep being the same anymore, because that moment when you recognize it is the exact point where your change begins. No, not tomorrow, not when everything is better. Now I'm going to tell you something you might not want to hear. If this video is moving you, it's because something inside you has been wanting to come out for a while. Something you've kept quiet. Something you've avoided. Something you know but haven't wanted to accept, and yet, here you are. Still going, listening, feeling. That already sets you apart from most people, because facing yourself is probably the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life. There are no applause, no external validation, no one to do it for you. Just you facing who you are. So if you're really here, if this video's resonating with you, it's because this hurt me, because it's true. And what if it hurts? But that pain isn't destroying you. It's waking you up, and the day you understand that, there's no turning back. Now answer something honestly. Are you going to use this, or did you just find it interesting because everything we've seen points to the same thing? Why is this video resonating with you?
Flejo. No hay una línea divisoria entre lo interno y lo externo, entre lo que piensas y lo que vives. Y aquí está el punto que pocos aceptan. Tú eres el puente entre lo invisible y lo que se manifiesta. El arquitecto de lo que experimentas, aunque a veces no te guste el diseño. Míralo así. Cada pensamiento, cada emoción, cada decisión es una pincelada. Y lo que ves fuera es el cuadro completo. Si dentro hay caos, fuera hay ruido.
It's resonating with you because
no es suerte, no es destino caprichoso, es ley. Todas las tradiciones lo dijeron de distintas formas. Cambia dentro y lo de fuera se reorganiza. Pero la mayoría sigue esperando que algo externo les salve. Spoiler, no va a pasar. El universo no reacciona a lo que deseas, reacciona a lo que eres de forma consistente. Si operas desde la carencia, la refuerzas. Si encarnas la abundancia, empiezas a verla. Tu vida es como un espejo gigantesco y no sirve de nada quejarte del reflejo si no cambias lo que está delante. Si quieres ver algo distinto, tienes que transformarte tú primero.
Because
Cómodo. Entonces, ¿cómo lo aplicas sin perderte? Primero, deja de buscar.
video touching because
Segundo, cultiva la energía que quieres experimentar. No la esperes. Tercero, actúa desde certeza, no desde duda constante. Compórtate como la persona en la que quieres convertirte antes de tener resultados. Porque los resultados vienen después. Nada de esto es nuevo. El Buda lo dijo claro, te conviertes en lo que piensas. Rumi soltó otra bomba. Todo lo que buscas ya está en ti, y los alquimistas lo resumieron sin rodeos. Quien se conoce, lo entiende todo. No faltan respuestas, falta aplicarlas. Así que,
this video is because
¿vas a seguir esperando? ¿O vas a tomar el control? Porque a estas alturas ya sabes algo que no puedes desaber. La clave siempre estuvo dentro de ti. Y ahora que lo ves,
there are no excuses. The universe is a mirror. From now on, what are you going to reflect?